And the distinction is very clear. A cult is a group of persons gathered about somebody's interpretation of the Bible. It always claims to be, in some way or another, in sympathy or harmony with Christianity, but it ends up by having one common trait. You might write this down, it may help you. Every non-Christian cultic system denies that Jesus Christ is God in human form. There isn't one single one that will fail this test. How do they do it? Well, let's look at the Jesus of the cults for a moment. We are told in 2 Corinthians chapter 11 that there is another Jesus. Well and good. What does he look like? Well, the Jesus of the Jehovah's Witnesses, as we'll study tomorrow night, is really Michael the Archangel, the first and greatest creation of Jehovah God, who came to earth and lived as a man and died and rose as a spirit, who came back invisibly in 1914 when the millennium began and established his headquarters in Brooklyn. I kid you not, that is the Jesus of Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, the Jesus of the Mormons is one God in a pantheon of gods, and all male Mormons are striving to become gods. This, too, we will study when we study the Mormons. The Jesus of the Spiritists is an advanced medium in the sixth sphere of the astral projection, wherever that may be. The Jesus of the Christian Scientist is a divine idea. The Jesus of the Unitarians is an extraordinarily good man whom his mistaken followers deified. The Jesus of the cults is not the Jesus of the Bible. For the Jesus of the Bible said, if you believe not that I am the eternal God, he even applied to himself the divine name. If you believe not that I am, you will die in your sins, for where I am going, you cannot come. This is what separates Christianity from the cults. One theological term, Christology, the person, nature, and work of Jesus Christ. The most singularly important question in dealing with the cults is this: what do you think of Christ? That's the question. Forget about arguing with the Jehovah's Witness about hell. Forget about arguing with the Spiritists about phenomena and extrasensory perception. Forget arguing with the Christian Scientists about the existence of matter. Forget arguing with the Unitarian about the historicity of the Gospels and the Dead Sea Scrolls. And get down to the only important question that means anything. Who really is Jesus of Nazareth? For if he is the eternal God in human form, the kingdom of the cults disintegrates. Because it is all based on one premise, that he is not God in human form. Now, I'm many, many times reminded in studying the cults that the Christian church has a responsibility. And we do. A great responsibility. 150 years ago, there weren't 1,000 cultists in America. Today, according to Dr. Bach, conservatively estimated we have about 20 million. I don't know how many you have in California, but we've got plenty of them in the United States. And they are growing on our major mission fields at an alarming rate. The combined missionary force of the Protestant, Orthodox, and Roman Catholic churches is less than 90,000 full and part-time workers. The Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Jehovah's Witnesses has more than 361,000 full and part-time workers right now, operating throughout the world. The presses of the Watchtower organization, for example, turn out more literature in more languages in 6 months than the combined presses of the entire Christian world in 1 year. In effect, they outgive per person in time and money and at the present moment on the mission fields are out evangelizing the efforts of evangelical Christianity. For me to say tonight that the Church of Jesus Christ is discharging faithfully her obligation in the kingdom of the cults would be one of the greatest falsehoods ever uttered. In a mission field exceeding 20 million, we do not have 12 missionaries. We do not have 10 missionaries. We do not have 7 missionaries. I believe we have half a dozen. I'm one. There are 5 others. And it is the largest single mission field in the world, in one place. Now you people sitting here tonight may say, well, our church supports this mission agency, our church supports that mission agency, our church is in this evangelism, our church is in that evangelism, as all Christian churches are, and they should be. Might I point out to you that for 150 years we have never evangelized the cults. We have put our head in the sand and thought they would go away like a bad dream. But they don't. And the longer we ignore them, the more rapidly they grow. In fact, some people seem to feel that the cults, if we simply preach the gospel and do nothing else, are bound to leave us alone. Oh no. Because over 80% of the kingdom of the cults is made up of Baptists, Methodists, Lutherans, Episcopalians, Congregationalists, and the people who sat in pews in churches who are now in the kingdom of the cults. They were with us, but they left us, that it may be made clear that they are not all of us. John says they went out from us, but they were not of us. They were not committed to Jesus Christ. And why is the kingdom of the cults growing? Because the churches of America and the world are not presenting Jesus Christ's gospel with a compelling relevancy. They are not making the gospel and communicating the gospel in a sense that attacks the problems of our day and the needs of man. And the kingdom of the cults grows because of our lethargy. Peter tells us in 2 Peter 2:1 that there shall be false prophets among you, even as there was in Moses' day. Don't be disturbed by their presence. It is proof of what God has said, that we are living at the consummation of time.